Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be going over some brand new LEGO Ninjago 2021 books that are going to be releasing, and there are some very exciting reveals here in all of these books, so this might be a more lengthy video here because I'm going to go through all of the details here. I'm screen recording as well, as you can see, which I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1. So now I'm moving the mouse around here, so I wanted to kind of do this so that we can kind of look through, zoom in on some specific details, and kind of just go over all of this. I was going to cover all of the LEGO books coming out in 2021 in general, but I feel like there's so many Ninjago ones on their own that I figured that these deserve its own video, and Ninjago is kind of my favorite LEGO theme, so I felt like there's a lot more I could talk about just individually on its own, so we're going to get straight into it here. So as you can see, we have the LEGO books 2021 right here, the publishing program, and then if we flip over here, now this is honestly one of the most exciting ones, so we're going to go through all of the details here. So we basically have, it is the Book of Elemental Powers, and as you can see, there's the cover. Now the cover is not final, and that's for most of these because they are still in sort of the conceptual stage for these, but I really love the cover of this one. I can even actually zoom in on it just a little bit so we can see that. You see Lloyd at the top, Zane, Nia, Cole in the middle, then Kai and Jay. I think that just looks really fantastic, and this one's like a picture information book, and this one says LEGO Ninjago remains the best-selling LEGO brand for books, and this book will be promoted in the 10th anniversary LEGO Ninjago celebrations and is a must-read for existing and recruiting Ninjago fans with exclusive backstories, secret content, brand new illustrations, and Easter eggs, and it will tie in with the upcoming TV series, which covers the last elemental power. Now this is what I want to kind of hone in on here specifically, is how it says it's tying in with the upcoming TV series. So I'm wondering if by that they mean the upcoming season 14, of course the kind of Lloyd and maybe Nia centric season. So I'm wondering if they're referring to that or a completely new TV series for Ninjago. I'm honestly not too sure. I would assume they're just referring to the new season, kind of celebrating the 10th anniversary, or maybe some sort of special anniversary event that they'll be doing, which hasn't been yet revealed at this point, but it will cover apparently the last elemental power. So I'm very interested in what they're going to be like focusing on there, if it'll be a new elemental power, something that we already know about, and just more will be uncovered about it. So I'm really honestly very surprised by this, that they're kind of revealing this in the book here, and I'm not going to bother zooming in too much on this. I looked at this earlier, and it's just information on Kai here, just a little bit about, of course, his fire elemental powers. So yeah, just a really exciting one here. It's going to be 96 pages, and I am just super excited for this book. Then the next one that we've got here is Frenemies right here, and this one is another pretty exciting one. Now, not as much so as the previous one, but this one will apparently kind of fill in one of the parts of the TV show storyline, of course, with the Geckles and the Munces there. We can see Kai and Nia, who, of course, became both, like, sort of the tribe leaders for both of those groups, so it'll be interesting to kind of see where they go from through that. And it's also interesting on this website how they kind of state how this can be combined into slipcases, bags, treasury, stuff like that, just kind of the way that this could potentially be packaged when they eventually begin selling it in 2021, but this one I'm not going to spend too much time on. Then next up here we've got the Legend of Jay, another one that I won't spend too much time on because this is focusing on Prime Empire here, but still pretty exciting to get a little bit more surrounding this, and it is an early reader, so I can't imagine there will be too much content there, but we can see an image inside here. I really do love the artwork style of it, so I am quite excited for that. Then we've got the LEGO Ninjago early reader, another one here. This one's a bit more exciting because we don't really know what it'll be about. It is Ninjago Legacy, so I assume maybe early on Garmadon stories, but I'll be interested to kind of see what they focus in on, if it'll already be covering a pre-existing storyline, or if it'll be covering something brand new as well, so that'll definitely be interesting. Then another one that we have here is going to be the Game Masters book, and this one is going to have 3 original adventure stories from LEGO Ninjago, specifically Prime Empire, Empire, I would assume, judging by the cover here, and I think that this is pretty cool. Apparently we'll be getting Easter eggs as well, and bonuses for both current and future fans as well, which is very cool, and I do like this cover quite a bit. I really love the look of that. We'll zoom in on there, so you've got some of the Prime Empire sort of enemies there, which look honestly really cool, and then Unagami right there, or not Unagami, what am I saying, Okino right there, and then we have Lloyd as well, sorry about that, Okino, and then next up here you can kind of see an image of the interior here, which is honestly pretty interesting. It's like a haunted house, kind of reminding me of the Monster Fighters one, so I'm interested to kind of see the storyline with this. I honestly can't say if I'll wind up picking up these books, because they are just like more for early readers, I would say, but still it can kind of be interesting to kind of just bring more content for Ninjago. And then the next one here is another super exciting one. It is the Uncharted Island, and this one will be a chapter book as well, and once again sort of the same sort of comments here, launching in the anniversary year, of course. And what's really interesting here is that the bounty in the image is kind of blurred out, so I'm wondering if we're going to get a new bounty. It would be kind of odd considering we just got the legacy version of the bounty, but potentially we could get some new version of it. We can see Clutch Powers here. Cybers Borg, I assume, is who that is. We have Misako, Wu, then we've got Nia and Lloyd, kind of just prompting more so that we'll be getting a Lloyd and Nia combination season for season 14, and this one is the Uncharted Island. So it kind of makes sense that they're going to an Uncharted Island for this new season, because of course we've seen from some of the leaked sets that you can kind of see the catamarans, stuff that are related to the sea, I would say, in the jungle as well. So definitely bound to be a very interesting storyline for sure. Then the next one that we've got here is a rescue mission one, and this one probably has the most interesting cover, so we're going to kind of zoom in on this one and analyze it a bit. So as you can see, seems like they've entered this Uncharted Island, which I know I've seen some people theorizing that it could possibly be the Dark Island, so that would definitely be quite interesting. We can see Lloyd and Nia on a bike there, which I assume they blurred that out because that will wind up being one of these sets, and I'm pretty sure we are getting Lloyd on a bike, so I'm pretty sure that's the set that's probably referring to. We can see some sort of like creature here. It kind of makes me think of like a kraken or an octopus, something of that sort, some sea creature. We can see some people in the background who I honestly could not say who they are, if they're the villains or some of the allies. Probably the villains, considering there's lightning over there. It's kind of just setting the tone for it to be villains. And of course, this cover is not a finalized version, so it could wind up changing, but still very interesting here. I'll be curious to kind of see where this story winds up going. And then we've got another chapter book right here. A very simple cover, similar to the Garmadon one with just Lloyd there. Another legacy one, so not too much to say about that one. Now we've got the very exciting series for the Spinjitzu brothers, which will be a middle grade version. Now, I'm honestly not too clear on whether or not this is going to be a chapter book or one with illustrations like a comic book. I can't really say at the moment because, well, we actually do get a look at the interior, which we'll actually go over here. But this one is the Curse of the Cat-Eye Jewel here. Nothing too interesting here. It does say, however, 2021 is the 10th anniversary of LEGO Ninjago with a gold-themed year-long campaign. So it seems like we're going to be getting a lot of 10th anniversary things throughout the whole year for Ninjago, which of course would make sense, and that's going to be very exciting. And LEGO Ninjago franchise tie-ins are planned from 2022 onwards, so that's very exciting as well. Seems like Ninjago will be sticking around for that, so I'm very excited. And as you can see, a small description here of letting you know that this story is going to kind of cover Master Wu and Lord Garmadon when they were young ninjas, so very interesting there. Now here's some of the really interesting parts. So we're going to kind of zoom in here because we have some looks at the pages. Now I'm not going to read through this because I did that on my own time and there's nothing like too interesting going on here, but basically seems like they're hunting down an animal here. It kind of looks like a saber-toothed tiger if I'm being honest, but Garmadon's like, I think it's a lizard, and then Wu's like, I think it's a tiger, so definitely some sort of tiger there, but I really like the illustrations there, and it seems like it'll be a mixture of a chapter book with a few illustrations to go along with it as well. Now this one's very interesting because the text is blurred out, and we meet a new character here, and this character seems to be some new mystery ninja, as we can see from the title here, the Mysterious Ninja. So I'll be very interested to find out if this is a pre-existing character, just in some sort of new form here, or if it's a brand new ninja being introduced here, and what sort of elemental powers they could possess. So that's definitely one of the most interesting parts here, and I'm sure Ninjago fans are going to be very excited about that. Then we've got the another volume right here, which is Lair of the Dark Master. Once again, same sort of comments here. I really like the cover. I did a separate video covering these Spinjitzu brothers like cover arts here and kind of going over them, so if you want to check that out, be sure to do so. And then the next one that we have here is just an activity book, but the interesting part about this one, and correct me if I'm wrong about this, but we're going to read this here. It says buildable gold Lloyd minifigure, and then a special edition related to all seasons with Golden Ninja to celebrate 10th anniversary. So this is very interesting here. Now, of course, we can kind of just, now this outline I'm assuming is just not relating to anything. It's just a generic minifigure outline, but if we come over to the cover here, some really interesting cover art for sure. We can see Lloyd here in this new Legacy version, but we also see some of the Season 5 Possession Ghosts. We see Season 3 Ninjroids here, and then we also get to see one of these skeletons as well. So it's kind of combining a bunch of things here, and I know this is just an activity book and it's a Legacy one, but it's really interesting here, the armor piece that they're using as well, because I don't believe that's been used with this new Legacy Lloyd yet. I'm honestly not too sure. I can't say that I'm fully sure, but be sure to let me know down below if you have the answer to that. And then this here looks like the mask, but it also looks like a bit of a blob, so I'm not honestly too sure. It's some sort of mask, so I don't know if this will be this version of Lloyd. Of course, it would make a lot of sense if it was, but it's definitely pretty interesting. And I know they say buildable gold Lloyd minifigure, but maybe there could be some sort of variation here. I honestly couldn't say for sure, but it's still very exciting. And then we also got some artwork in the bottom right here, which maybe we'll just check out super quick here. As you can see, just some of the elemental masters here, which is pretty cool since we're getting some of these guys in the newer sets, so I do like that quite a bit. So yeah, just pretty interesting there for Legacy. Then we've got a coloring book right here. Nothing too interesting here. It is interesting though that we have 2 or 3 cover options, which should be pretty cool. And then some illustrations there of some things from Season 8, Sons of Garmadon, and then also it seems like Season 3 a little bit as well. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff going on there. Then if we flip it over here, this is probably the most interesting book, or at least like closest one to the first one that we went over, and this one is a Destiny's Bounty adventure box right here. So for this one, they say an in-world box set that ties into the best-selling Lego book brand and the latest TV episode, so that's interesting. It should be tying in to some of the later seasons. Of course, we can see their newer designs here for like Season 8 and onwards. And then we also have, it states, a special anniversary tie-in golden edition will be promoted as part of LEGO Ninjago 10th anniversary celebrations. So I'm wondering if there's going to be some special like chase version of this book here, because it sounds like they're saying there's a golden edition of it, but I can't tell if this is that or if it's going to be a separate one. And it will include exclusive never before seen content, and then of course that will appeal to Ninjago fans. I hope it would. I hope they're not trying to appeal to like Nexo fans or something of that sort. But we also have an exclusive 3-in-1 Lego model plus a Woo minifigure, a map and book that make this title an all-in-one playful reading kit, and then a perfect gift that appeals to the Ninjago audience. So yeah, just some pretty cool stuff there. As we can see, it's going to be 80 pages, and we'll zoom in here on the cover so you can kind of get a good look at the Woo minifigure there with the Destiny's Bounty build. Now there is more about that. If we take a look on this next page here, you can see some information on the pages, and of course keep in mind these designs are not finalized, but as you can see, here is a Land Bounty mini build right there. We have a Destiny's Bounty build, and then we also have the original Destiny's Bounty build is what I assume that's meant to be, and then a Woo minifigure here which we can get more detail out of, which I'm pretty sure we've received this version of Woo as a legacy version, but What's interesting is his golden staff here. I'm wondering if that's what they kind of meant when they mentioned like golden edition. So I'm wondering if that's a possibility, because they don't show him with the golden staff on the cover of the book. So I'm wondering if he's going to maybe be a chase version that comes with that. And if so, it's not a super desirable item, honestly. I don't know if we've gotten a golden staff before, but I feel like we probably have. But correct me if I'm wrong and let me know if you have any more information on that. And then the ship's log right here. I'm not going to go too much into this, but it's Captain Soto's log, and it's a Terror of the Seven Seas and the Island of Darkness as well. They go to the City of Styx as well. And then we have Captain Soto here with one of the Serpentine. Also one that I honestly don't really recognize and is kind of odd looking. It kind of reminds me of Clancy from season 6 of the show, but I honestly couldn't say. And of course he does work kind of in a pirate crew, so that would make sense, but still it seems pretty interesting there for sure that we kind of see a serpentine design that I'm not too familiar with, at least from what I can remember. And then that is it. That is all of the information that we have here for all of the LEGO Ninjago books. I would definitely say that there are some really cool ones here. The Spinjitzu brother ones are very interesting just because of that new mysterious ninja that's being introduced, and then of course the rescue mission, the Uncharted Island, and just stuff like that that's really cool. I think the Book of Elemental Powers definitely hints to the most because it says a last elemental power, so I'm wondering what that is going to wind up being. But for now, that is everything that I have to speak about here for these books. We've been going for quite a while, but I hope you did enjoy the video. Be sure to let me know all of your theories down below on what other books would you like to see me cover in the future, and if these ones do turn out to have some exclusive information as they're claiming here, then I'll definitely be sure to cover that in a future video and when I'm able to pick up these books in 2021, which I'm sure is just going to be a packed year for Ninjago with its anniversary, so it just makes me excited beyond belief. But be sure to let me know all your thoughts down below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and also subscribe if you want to see some of my other content, which is primarily LEGO and Funko Pops, and in the LEGO realm it's mainly Ninjago, so stay tuned for all of that. But thanks so much, I'll see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.